Hello everyone, my name is Brennan Marr. That noise you're hearing is my ventilator. And welcome to Page Turners They Were Not, my Star Wars podcast. Today I'd like to talk about Ben Solo, aka Kylo Ren. And talk about the different opinions people have about the character, about his possible redemption, and also to give you my own personal feelings on the matter. Now, I have talked about some of this before, so bear with me if you've heard some of this. So let's begin with the character of Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren, I think, in general, has fascinated people ever since we saw the very first teaser for The Force Awakens, in which a mysterious dark figure ignited a crossguard lightsaber. Now, you may recall the lightsaber itself sparked more discussion than the character, at least initially. And then there was discussion about who was that mysterious dark figure. Later, we got a name of the character, Kylo Ren, and we immediately began to theorize who was this mysterious fellow. Now, I want to say, I think Variety, I think it was Variety, I can't remember, I believe it's Variety who did the photo shoot during the build-up to The Force Awakens. But I think they made an error by showing us an unmasked Kylo Ren. Now, I believe at that point we knew that he was being played by Adam Driver. Or at least those in the know, but the fact that they showed his face might have been a mistake, because I think they should have preserved that mystery. With certain people, like my sister, didn't even know until she saw the movie who was behind the mask, which maybe is what I should have done. So anyhow, we get the trailers, we get the teaser, we get excited. A lot of people made the correct prediction that Kylo Ren is Han and Leia's son, which I initially said, yeah. Now, I was also under the impression that Rey was his sister, but whatever. Then I saw the movie and went, no. So how do we feel about Kylo Ren as a culture? In general, I think people really, really like the character. For me, personally, I think it could be the best character in the new trilogy. Which, is not complete, so we'll see. But so far, I think he's the best character. Even in The Force Awakens, but I think The Last Jedi, for me, took him even further. Now, I know that initially there were some folks who were not pleased with the character, thinking of him as just a whiny Vader fanboy, that the filmmakers were just trying to give us a new Darth Vader who's just this whiny kid. But I think, on myself personally, I think that was the point. I liked those aspects of the character, but it's fair to say that there were those who did not like those aspects of the character. And still don't, and that's fine. So I would say that the fan base in general likes Kylo Ren. Now we come to the big one, the question of his possible redemption. That maybe Kylo Ren will cast off Kylo Ren and become Ben Solo again. Now there are many, many people who believe that it's going to happen. Some of them rather reluctantly, or rather, how shall I put it, don't want him to be redeemed, but they know it's going to happen, or they think it's going to happen, and they're just willing to accept it, albeit begrudgingly. There are people like that, yes. Now, I've heard some very interesting arguments against his redemption. The number one major argument is he killed Han Solo. He should not be redeemed. Okay, I've heard that argument. I don't want to say names, but there are some individuals out there who rather loudly declare, no, he killed Han Solo, he should not be redeemed. He killed my favorite character, shame on him. No redemption. They're very adamant about that. Me personally, the fact that he killed Han Solo does not prevent me from wanting his redemption. But he didn't hate his father, as he pointed out. He killed him to prove himself, not out of hate. Now, regardless, there are fans who despise Kylo Ren in the sense of the way we're supposed to despise a villain. You know, the proper booing and hissing of the villain. And they do it because he killed Han Solo. And they don't want him to be redeemed because of that. Well, you know, I can understand their argument. But Vader did a lot worse and was redeemed. So let's keep it all in perspective here. Vader committed galactic genocide and still was redeemed. Kylo Ren, as far as we know, is not guilty of genocide. That would be General Hux and Supreme Leader Snoke, who are responsible for that. Now, so that's my argument. Vader did a lot worse and was redeemed. Yet again, another unnamed individual said that Vader deserved redemption, but Kylo Ren didn't. I think in this person's words, because Vader was cooler. Whatever. I don't know. That's a silly argument. But hey. There are people who are dead set against the redemption of Kylo Ren because he killed the beloved character. Now, another argument I heard was that Kylo Ren has already had a couple of chances to turn back, and he didn't take those chances. Therefore, you know, he's kind of outrun his chances to turn back. Yet again, Vader had lots of chances to change, which he rejected, and then at the end he chose a good choice. So yet again, let's not be hypocritical here. Let's not say that Kylo Ren is past redemption, and yet be okay with Vader being redeemed. Okay, so that out of the way, what do I think? I think he's going to be redeemed. I don't want to say that he deserves redemption. Deserves is such a strong word. But I think that he that call to the light that he is always feeling is eventually going to prevail. Whether it's his love for his mother, whether it's his attachment to Rey, whether it's the fact that he realizes he made a mistake and wants to change his mind, or change his heart, rather. He wants to repent for his mistakes. Or he joins our heroes because he's fighting against the Emperor. And then decides, you know what, I made a mistake and I should choose the good. I don't know. There's a lot of ways they could take him in The Rise of Skywalker. But I believe he will be redeemed. I believe that it would be good for him to be redeemed. Now, Reylo, which is the idea of a relationship between him and Rey, a romantic relationship, I think it's highly likely. And a lot of people argue that goes hand in hand. That Kylo Ren's redemption and getting together with Rey go hand in hand. Okay, that's possible. But what if, he chooses to stay bad and yet they end up in a relationship anyway? She's good, he's bad, and yet they're boyfriend and girlfriend. I don't know. But I think it is likely, putting the Reylo thing aside, I think it's likely that he will be redeemed. In keeping with the theme of Star Wars, the theme of redemption. The idea that it's never too late to make a good choice. Which I believe is what George Lucas was trying to say. Now, Kylo Ren, as a cultural icon, is becoming one of the great movie characters, I think, of our time. And it will be very, very interesting to see where he goes in the next film. And where his character evolves. Now, I know that there are a lot of strong opinions about the redemption of Kylo Ren. But I believe that he will be redeemed. And that he will not die. I don't think he's going to die. That's another one. There are a lot of people predicting that he's a goner. And I think I had predicted that as well, or that had been my theory as well. Now, I think if he's redeemed and dies, it's too close to what they did to Darth Vader. Yes, Star Wars is like poetry and is meant to rhyme. But I would rather that he is redeemed and doesn't die. And basically has to spend the rest of his life atoning for the mistakes that he made and the mistakes that his family's made. Anyhow, those are my thoughts on the varying opinions of Kylo Ren. Let me know what you think about Kylo Ren, aka Ben Solo. Will he be redeemed? Will he die? Will he get together with Rey? Does he deserve redemption? Let me know what you think. My name is Brendan Marr. That noise you hear is my ventilator. And thank you for tuning in to Page Turners They Were Not, my Star Wars podcast. May the Force be with you.